Oh, just get out of all this bondage, just get out. Oh, you can't hold me in these chains, just get out. Oh, these traditions kill.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Conversations Beyond the Pulpit. Today's guest is Laura Madison, and our topic is Christianity and business. So, funny story of why I invited Laura to come. About 4 months ago, you asked me to be a part of an event you were having, or maybe it was about 6 months ago. And initially, you told me about the event, and I said to myself, how am I going to use my gifts and my talents at an event that's outside the church? And the reason I say that is because I was a part of a spiritually abusive church. So I had one mindset of how ministry was supposed to look. So when you gave the idea to me, I didn't see it as ministry. And I said, how am I going to be effective, or how is God going to use me in that type of setting? So I didn't say that to you, but I eventually told you that I wouldn't be a part of it. So the Sunday that you came back from the event, when you came to church, and you stood up in the front of the church and you started to talk about the event, you were crying, you were so passionate about it. God said to me, and he chastened me, he said, you need to take me out of the box and stop expecting ministry to look a certain way. And then ironically, Conversations Beyond the Pulpit is just that. So I thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Laura Madison is an entrepreneur, she's an author, and she's a speaker. So let's jump right in. My first question is, what motivates you to action?
Oh, man. What motivates me to action? I would say when I'm in the area where I'm at a point where I'm too complacent, when I'm at a point where I'm not effective, I would say that what motivates me to action, because then I become mixed up in things that are really not important, and I have to think about what legacy or what am I going to leave behind. And if I just sit around not doing anything, then I'm not leaving anything for anybody once I'm gone. So complacency and being comfortable for me, no. I'm a self-motivator.
That's so powerful. Because I feel that most people are comfortable in comfort. They're comfortable being complacent. So for you to say that is so impactful. You know, so I think that's a really good answer to that question. And that's good to know, you know, motivate yourself. You kind of motivate yourself to keep moving.
Yes, because I think that it's important that this life is just not about us. This life is about what you give back and what people remember you by. I said in one of my posts that your title is just a temporary position, but your character is a permanent stain.
Girl, that's
and
amazing.
So when I thought about that, I said, what am I going to leave behind if I just sit here and do nothing? Leave nothing behind. I can't inspire you or anybody else for that matter. So complacency.
Which brings me to my next question. So I know all about Heidi, and I know about your book and your lifestyle change. Tell the world.
Well, I am an author. I am an author of Heidi's Will, How I Did It, Weight Loss Lifestyle. And I was over 250 pounds. 4 years ago, I told myself when I turned 40, I was going to lose the weight. And that's exactly what I did. And funny was, it wasn't about me having a medical issue, which I did. You're looking at a woman who did not have a menstrual for 11 years. And I wasn't depressed or anything. I just, you know, I had a son, I had a baby. And what happened was I was in a happy mode. And when I was in a happy mode, I gained weight. You know, and the doctor told me, if you don't get yourself together, you're going to be on insulin. They're going to chop off this. They're going to do this. I had high cholesterol. But it was one thing, and I do believe that everybody needs an epiphany to change your life. And an epiphany does not necessarily have to come in a point where you're depressed or the doctor has to give you bad news. You know, and my epiphany to lose the weight was my sister-in-law simply telling me, you cannot sit in the seat with a child in a SUV because you're too big. And she went like this. And that was my wake-up call. My wake-up call was not the doctor. My wake-up call wasn't having issues in my personal life. You know, my wake-up call was that simple statement. And through that simple statement, it changed my life. And that's how Heidi's Will came about. And I decided, you know what, Laura, if you can do this, again, inspiring, sharing. I shared to people how I lost the weight. And through that came different things, community and giving back and plays, as you already know.
Right.
So yeah, that the Heidi's Will is a book, but from the book came so many other, I would say, ventures.
Right. So what's your vision for Heidi beyond what I see?
Oh my gosh. It's funny because I really never thought about, I just do it.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't really have a vision per se.
Right.
I just get up and whatever God gives me to do, I do it. I just say, you know what? I had the $200 girl event,
Right.
which I planned in a matter of 3 months. I didn't know what it was gonna do. I didn't know how it was gonna happen. God said, you're gonna do it. I did it.
Wow.
And now you have over 200 girls that were affected by that event.
Right.
So right now, my next move is the move for Haiti.
Yes.
You know.
That's great, because I think for me this year, I couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that everything is not going to be laid out for you.
No.
And I tried to give myself titles and names, and this is what I am, and this is what I'm gonna do, and nothing ever worked out.
Right.
So for so many years, I was doing projects and I was accomplishing things, but to me, they were never accomplishments because they were never in my mind what I imagined myself to be doing. I was waiting for the end, and it was never an end. And this year, God said, just go.
Just go.
Just do.
Yes.
And that's the reason why I wanted to bring you here today, because I feel as women and Christian women, or just people in general, we get so afraid to just do, and we get afraid to just move forward.
Yes.
And there isn't much talk about business
Right.
as ministry or business as a whole in the church.
Right. I agree with that. Especially coming from a place where I, like I stated before, I wasn't raised in the church.
Right.
But my whole thing is that ministry, again, is just about connecting with people and impacting people on a positive note. Ministry is not always saying, God said this, God said that, God said that. No, it's about connection with people, and the two guests that I met today, I connected with them. That was a ministry right there, so, and through that, you build.
Exactly.
And then you affect other lives. It's like a domino effect.
Right.
What you did to me today and what you're doing for us today, and now other people are watching, you don't know what that is going to happen with people.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't know where this is going to go.
Right.
It's going to go big.
Right.
It's going to go big. But you just never know, because you're already touching people out there.
Right.
Girl, please.
And that's faith.
Yes.
Because faith is having hope of the things that you can't see.
Yes.
And I speak faith, talk faith, and sometimes I sit back and I have to ask myself, like, Sade, where is your faith? Because faith is knowing that God gave you the vision and knowing that it's going to come out exactly how He planned. It may not be what you planned, but it's going to come out exactly how He planned. Yes. So my next question to you would be, how does your faith tie into your business and your ministry?
I would say my faith would tie into my business and my ministry. It really keeps me on track, and God gives you discernment. Like, somebody can offer me a big deal and money is involved and it looks great, and it probably is great, but it's not great.
Right.
It's not great. So I think a level of discernment, knowing who you are, and that's the spirit that lives inside of you. We all have a gut feeling about something. And just because it looks great doesn't mean it is great. So you have to move strategically through this, because, the devil knows God's word. He knows how to make it look good, smell good. But again, you still have that gut feeling, and that, I think what my relationship with God is what's leading me down the path that I am now. And I haven't failed yet.
That's amazing.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I haven't failed yet.
Right.
I have not failed
and neither
yet.
Has he.
Yes.
And neither has he.
So I thank him for that.
Of course. And that's powerful.
Yeah.
And you're saying things that I've heard before, but I don't know if it really clicked in me. And now you're saying it again. It's reminding me of what God has spoken to me. It's just confirmation. And that's so powerful. And discernment is so important.
It is.
Because like you said, the enemy will mask ideas to you. and you would say, this looks great, I'm going to do this.
Right.
And you don't even know what's on the other end of that.
Right.
So I think that's very, very important.
Yes, thank you.
So my next question is, do you ever feel that you have to be less ambitious? And that can be from a Black woman's perspective, or do you ever get the sense from people that you encounter?
I think with every situation, you have to analyze. I'm not going to say I feel less ambitious, never. But I just have to know what game plan to put in play depending on the people that I'm operating with. I don't know if that makes sense,
Right.
but depending on the people that I'm operating with will depend on what kind of game plan I need to put forward.
Right.
Doesn't stop my ambition. It doesn't stop my drive. You know, but you know what? Maybe this is not the person I need to work with the drive with, but you know what? I need to go over here and take that other drive
Right.
and bring it this way.
Right.
You know, so that never, especially being a Black woman,
Yeah, that's
has
amazing.
never. Mm-mm.
Like, your level of confidence is so high, and
Thank
that's what's
you.
so inspiring.
And humble, though.
Definitely humble.
Humble.
Definitely.
That's
definitely
important.
humble.
That is important.
Definitely. So, do you ever feel fearful?
Of course.
What does that look like?
Scary. Because you know, even with all the ambition, even with all the motivation, you know, I am still nervous sometimes.
Right.
You know, and I just have to lay low and move slow.
Right.
But I am scared sometimes. You know, all of this didn't come overnight.
Right.
It came through trial and error.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I'm a little nervous sometimes, but that's when I move slow.
You move slow. You don't
Yeah,
stop.
I don't stop.
That's a good point.
Oh no, I don't stop. I move slow.
I like that.
Thank
I've never
you.
heard that before.
Yes.
That's a good way to put it.
Well, you
move
know,
slow.
I am now 44 years old. I am feeling awesome.
That's great.
And nothing can stop me at this point in my
Right.
life because I was just at a low for so long.
Wow.
But girl, please. And nobody can stop you but yourself.
That's true. That is so true.
Yeah.
No one
No
has the
one.
power over you
No.
but you.
Right.
But you. We have a free will
Yes.
to do whatever we choose.
Yes.
You are so right.
Yes.
So my last question would be, if you had advice to give anyone, maybe someone's fearful to jumpstart their career, fearful to leave a job, fearful to move in what God has called them to do, what would that piece of advice be?
I would tell them, when they say write the vision, write your vision, have a blueprint. You're going to be nervous, you're going to be scared. Take that blueprint step by step. I would not tell them to stop, but move slow. And then eventually you'll reach your destination and let it take off from there.
Amen.
That's what I would tell them. Don't stop, move slow, have a blueprint, and then just go.
Amen.
Yeah, so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
It was a privilege to have you on
This
my
was
couch.
beautiful. I appreciate this.
And I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're an inspiration to me, and I know that you're an inspiration to so many other people.
Thank you.
And what God has in store for you is beyond even what you can think,
Thank
dream,
you.
or imagine.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, just
Thank
get
you
out of
so
all this
much.
madness, just get